Like Wrestling podcast.
You see what I did there?
Are you gonna start?
Oh, yeah.
Are you real right now?
The greatest general manager. Jesus. I'll allow it.
That's peon moves.
Yep, I like wrestling. Greetings from parts unknown. I am the greatest general manager in Yep, I Like Wrestling history. And I know you all are saying, where's Sonny? Sonny's not here, so I'm in charge. So buckle your seatbelts. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves. Who do I have to my left?
I'm just Stephane now. I'm just Stephane.
What are you doing here?
I came back. You know, I'm officially suspended, I think.
We'll get to that in a minute. Sir, who is this on the other side of me?
The co-founder of Yep, I Like Wrestling, Kervin, a.k.a. KD Swagger. I'm back on this show.
Welcome back, Mr. Swagger. Oh, my goodness. So I have Kervin and Steph with me. Gentlemen, this was a very busy weekend in wrestling.
Definitely was. But Sonny's not here.
Sonny is not here. He is in Las Vegas spending my inheritance.
No,
yes.
I thought he was in parts unknown with my lawyers.
Oh, either way, we're losing money. Wherever he is, we're losing money, I assure you.
He's in parts unknown with my lawyers.
With your lawyers?
Because I've been getting blackballed from the show. My lawyers want to know what's the deal with that.
Do love a good
blackballing.
blackballing.
You're now on, so I mean that works out for you.
Oh, definitely. And Teddy, yeah, I mean, Teddy, we're not going to go there with the blackballing now.
Do love a good blackball.
No,
well, guess what?
come on,
I am
Teddy.
in charge.
It's better to have black balls than blue balls, that's for sure.
Oh, yes. Shout out to the truth. Okay, so I am in charge. Don't worry. Be happy. This will be a disclaimer-free episode, so don't you all... Yes,
No
I'm in charge.
at all?
No disclaimers. There's no way to give them. Sonny's not here. He's gambling away all of our money. So yes.
When the cat's away, the mice will play.
Mice will play, I tell you. All right, so... Speaking of playing, we all witnessed a pay-per-view called The Elimination Chamber. Kervin, what'd you think of that?
I thought it was a great pay-per-view.
Did you?
I think it was one of the best pay-per-views in a long time.
Really?
But some people gave it a D.
I often give WWE pay-per-views a D.
And why is that?
D for dick. It's.
Oh,
come on, man.
No, right out the gate, sir.
I
You mean-
tried helping everybody out at the viewing party, and they were like, "What does D stand for?"
Oh, they
And I was
know.
like, "I'm gonna let that joke
They
simmer."
know. Oh, they know.
It stands for dick.
No, it stands for disclaimer. That's what it
Disclaimer.
stands
What's
for.
disclaimer
Disclaimer-free.
here?
Disclaimer-free zone.
Yeah, but it is a disclaimer-free show because Sonny's not here. And I don't like giving out disclaimers myself. And Teddy said in the beginning it's a disclaimer-free show.
Definitely no disclaimers. We can't
He's
do
in
that.
Cancun living it up. So, what was one of your highlights from the Elimination Chamber, Kervin?
Gotta be Sasha Banks and Bayley becoming the first ever WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Now, I said WWE, not WWF.
Definitely.
Thank goodness. We haven't been WWF since 2002.
But they were Women Tag Team Champions in the WWF. But hey,
Rock and Robin? Did I get that right? Was it Rock and Robin who was in the...
nah, it was the Jumping Bomb Angels
damn
and
it,
it was
I
some
knew-
other tag team.
Bomb and Robin. That's what I was thinking of. Yes, I do remember that. Yes.
But I love multiple women in the ring. That's just me.
Jesus.
That's what makes me
Gross.
slide.
That definitely made
Gross.
us both slide. I think if I was in that ring, I would.
Well,
fuck
it
them
made
both.
Stephane. It made you slide. I don't know about Teddy.
There was no slide. I was very dry.
It's
the
a no
opposite
slide
of
zone for
sliding.
Teddy
It was a
when
no
we're down the
slide
ring.
zone for that. But yes, I did not want women's championships, but they are here. Let's see how they do.
All right, let's see how they do.
How long do you think Sasha and Bayley are going to hold on to those straps?
Probably like I would say a couple of months because of the fact that I think Nia Jax and Tamina, the Samoan Slaughterhouse, going to take those tag titles real soon.
They're more like the Samoan Suicide Squad. If you saw Nia Jax run into a goddamn pod the other day and lay there like she had just lost her entire life, and then
Them thighs are thick.
That's great.
Yes.
Them thighs are thick, but that head
Everything
hit
was
with a
thick.
pod like this.
I like my thighs thick. Not that thick, but I like them thick.
Thick thighs, thick thighs.
Goodness. Yeah, that was my favorite spot of the match with Nia going through the pod. That was just a great visual. She was lying there for 3 matches long. It was great. It was great. Good stuff.
And then you had Naomi and Carmella get eliminated before Nia Jax and Tamina got in the ring.
That shit was hilarious.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you drive on a one-way street. Down a one-way street, that is.
The Uso Penitentiary or the actual penitentiary.
Shout out to the penitentiary. So what was a low point for you during that pay-per-view? What was something that you could have done without Mr. Swagger?
I would have to say the Braun Strowman and Baron Corbin match.
Oh, God, that is a clean sweep. No one liked that match, sir. No one.
Definitely nobody liked that match.
one.
I mean, it was terrible. Any time that you have Baron Corbin winning a match, like it's shit. It's complete and utter bullshit.
Jeez.
It was like seeing paint dry.
It was.
Come on,
The,
man.
the match was uglier than Ruby Riott without makeup.
Oh, is anything that's ugly? My God.
That's how ugly that situation was.
And look at that. No disclaimers. Yes, disclaimer-free zone. You know, it's a clean sweep. No one enjoyed that match. No one. I don't think it was as bad as you all are making it out. I am a fan of Mr. Baron Corbin. But yes, that match did leave something to be desired. But in my opinion, it was Braun Strowman who couldn't keep up his end of the bargain.
I mean, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Mr. General Manager.
9
If you
inches,
have
yes.
No, they were not going to refer you
that's
to
not it?
9
That's
inches.
not it?
No,
That's not-
no.
Oh, I thought that was the question. I'm sorry.
No, it
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
the question. It was
Sorry.
the proposed question, which I do not care about.
Sorry about that.
My thing is, you have a match where it's supposed to be a competitive match. We've seen this match before. We've seen every single participant in this match in a match before. So my thing would be, why do we have to see it over and over and over again? Why do we have to keep subjecting ourselves to seeing it over and over and over again? If we're the authority, why are we not in charge of that match?
Isn't that sort of right out of the Vince McMahon playbook? Like he beats it over your head?
Definitely is. He's in charge.
You need a filler match. You need to throw a match in to save some time.
Could have
all the way
thrown him in there
to-
with just about anybody. I don't care if he was in there with Zack Ryder. Shit.
Oh,
Shout
come
out to
on,
Zack
man.
Ryder.
Let him squat Zack Ryder and let's live our lives. Seeing Baron Corbin in the ring.
It's a low blow to Zack Ryder.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, seeing Baron Corbin in the ring is irritable bowel syndrome to me. It's terrible. It's like every time I see him, I get a stomach ache. I have to vomit. It just reminds me of bad things.
Shout out to Shayna Baszler.
Don't
What's
tell
up, Mr.
that.
Swagger?
Don't tell that to Teddy, man. Teddy loves himself some Baron Corbin.
He loves Baron Corbin for different reasons than his in-ring talent.
I think
Teddy-
he's a talented individual.
Teddy,
yes.
hold on. Let me get this straight. Teddy loves Baron Corbin,
I
Finn
do.
Balor,
Yes.
Tyler Bate,
Yes.
Ricochet.
Ow.
Yo,
Names.
according to my sources, Teddy, you're trying to smash EC1, EC2,
Yes.
EC3, EC4, and
Anything.
EC5.
That's a lot of
Anything
E's
with
to smash.
that's a lot of E's. I've only worked my way through 3. What was the new one you told me about? Punishment Martinez.
Yes.
I'm waiting for him
Punishment
to answer me
Martinez.
back in the DMs. Oh yes, I'm
He's
busy.
letting Punishment
I'm busy.
Martinez's
I put
DMs.
Teddy on to Punishment
You
Martinez.
set Punishment up for that? Like,
Yes.
really?
Hey,
You
yes, I did.
Yes.
If Teddy continues to talk about Punishment Martinez,
Yes.
I'm the person to thank because my sources told me that Teddy will like Punishment Martinez.
Teddy's gonna do that. Yes. Teddy likes.
Teddy's a whore. That's what he is. I'm
Teddy's
sorry.
a
Teddy's a
WWE.
whore.
He's. I don't think.
And no disclaimer. Look how
I
that
don't think you
goes.
like anybody from AEW. You haven't mentioned a single soul from AEW.
I don't know who's. In my opinion, everyone is in AEW, so I don't know. I know Brandy Rhodes is in AEW. That's the only person I know from AEW.
I'm surprised Teddy hasn't slid into Cody Rhodes' DM.
He probably
Oh,
hasn't. He had to
no.
sign up for a contract to do that.
I'm afraid he's gonna wind up looking like Dusty, and that just doesn't sit well with me. You know, you gotta think into the future. Like if
hard times, Daddy. Hard times.
Oh, hard times, Daddy, hard times. If either one of you have girlfriends, go look at your girlfriend's mother, because that is what
Oh.
your girlfriend will look like in
Yes.
20
That's the
years.
person I look
Yes.
at first.
Yes.
See?
If your mom's attracted, then I'm attracted to you.
See, there you go.
Or they
There you
might,
go.
or your girlfriend might take up the father's weight.
No, you gotta look at the
You don't
mom.
do that. You
I've
don't do
seen that.
You gotta look
I've
at the
seen
mom's
that.
body, because that's the body she's going to have in
I've
that
seen
time.
women inherit their father's bodies. So
Get out.
Yes.
Those are the
Shout
women
out to
those are the
Tamina
women we don't
Snuka.
talk. Those are women we don't talk about.
Oh, goodness.
Like Tamina.
Oh, Tamina.
That's why she got pinned so quickly.
Her knees are 72 years old. It's terrible.
Her
It's terrible.
frog splash is 2 inches off the ground.
Tamina's the weakest link from that tag team with Nia
That's
Jax.
terrible. She
Definitely
had
is.
such a promising career. It's
What, 2000 and...
When she first came, she had a
First
promising
game,
career.
Promising of what? Promise of I'm going to live underneath the legacy my father had? I mean, you have Charlotte Flair, who's a second-generation superstar.
Yes.
And she's living on her own. And Tamina is living off of Jimmy Superfly Snuka's frog splash, which she can't even do properly.
But
I mean,
she's very accident prone. What do you have to say, Mr. Swagger?
Tamina is the Marty Jannetty of that tag.
Oh,
with Nia Jax.
no.
Jesus Christ.
No!
Wait.
Real
What
talk.
is it with you people and Marty Jannetty?
Marty Jannetty. Hold on.
Why,
Oh,
what
you
is
know
with
what?
you people and Marty Jannetty?
What you people?
Stefan.
Racism.
Stefan, you know what?
Racism? I didn't say anything about Marty Jannetty.
I just set you up, Stefan, and I wasn't even trying to. Teddy, what's your problem with Marty Jannetty? Because I heard a couple of episodes ago you
What?
were killing him.
I
Yeah,
never
what
said
is-
a word about Marty. I said he worked at Foot Locker. That's the best.
Marty Jannetty damn well didn't work work at Foot Locker.
He
He's
sold
a
me
former
my
IC
Jordans. You
champion.
don't know. He sold me my
Jordans?
Jordans. My love is the messages, the yellow and blacks. Yes, I'm a sneakerhead.
Marty Jannetty is not Al Bundy. He is a legend.
Oh,
He
shout
really is.
out to
I
Peggy.
tried to sleep with his daughter, but he's still a legend. We're not gonna talk about that.
Al Bundy is a legend, but I'm
Bundy's a
talking about
legend.
in wrestling.
He's let the legacy go just a bit.
Marty
I will say
Jannetty,
that.
fun fact, Marty Jannetty actually hosted one of our viewing parties back in the days.
Oh, shout out to Marty Jannetty.
Need to
Yes.
invite him back because some people don't believe Marty Jannetty's actually a good person.
Let's not give out invitations so easily, sir. Okay.
But real talk,
Yes.
Tamina, she actually came in with the Usos, believe it or not.
And that's what she was promising.
And she's had a lot of injuries. That's the problem.
She's injury
We talk about
prone.
Hideo Itami that has had a lot of injuries, but when you see his in-ring body of work, it is still great. Tamina Snuka, not so much.
And to me, she's not as bad as people make her to be.
She's not. She's not.
She's not bad, but she's not good either.
And she's better than what people make her be. But at the end of the day, when it comes to Samoan women, when they're bad, they're good. If you know what I mean.
Let me ask you a question. Rate out of 10. 1
And
to
Teddy
10.
knows about Samoans.
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 All right, so 1 to 10. What would you rate Tamina Snuka's in-ring performance
Now or overall?
overall, like her whole career?
7.
7.
7's my favorite number. I was going to say 6, but 7.
I'm
I'll
going to say
just stick to
5. Let's say
7.
a strong 5.
Oh, God. You
After
are
that, I
so
plead the
hard.
fifth, and I don't want to really answer my own question.
Oh, goodness. No love for the Snuka family to my right.
Definitely not.
Okay, gentlemen. So, we've got some news.
What's that, Teddy?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
DX is going into the Hall of Fame.
Fucking finally, we get China in the Hall of Fame, which is something that we've been clamoring for fucking years. Like, I would have wanted her to go in by herself, but at the end of the day, this is the way that they snuck her and X-Pac both in. Because if you remember, One Night in China,
I do remember
Oh,
it very
yeah, of
well.
course.
I think it's a double standard.
exactly,
But yes.
that's how they had to sneak them both in. You know, like they were like, all right, we can't have one and not the other. People are gonna obviously complain, so let's just sneak them both in. And that's the only way Triple H got in. Like Triple H should be a Hall of Famer on his own. And I think that he should, but I mean, at this point, he's not done.
He should be in the Hall of Fame on his own, but not yet. China should be in the Hall of Fame herself alone now.
Yes.
They're not gonna do it. There's too many liabilities around it. They don't want little girls looking up One Night in China and seeing
Exactly.
all them
It
dicks,
happens.
all them dicks.
It happens.
I totally agree, but Teddy doesn't care about any of that, right,
It
Teddy?
What she did after does not take away with what she did before.
Is it because she sucked it?
No. Jesus. What she did before was amazing. She was a revolutionary women's wrestler.
She was.
So yes, she made some mistakes afterward, but that doesn't take away what she did before.
Teddy
Doing
is
porn as a mistake, though. I mean,
It was a terrible mistake, but it doesn't take away all the accomplishments she did before.
now, Teddy. Are you saying that because you're a fan of Pornhub?
I am a huge fan of Pornhub.
They were free
but
for
no,
Valentine's
I
Day.
am a fan of China, and her in-ring work was close to a 9.
I agree.
She ran the Attitude Era right by Sable.
I
she's
agree.
a strong 10.
So,
she's a strong 10.
So
unlike Tamina
I don't
Smith.
think just because she made a few mistakes, she got into drugs, she got into porn, that shouldn't take away what she did in the ring.
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
So
but
I
it's
think
the same-
she deserves to be in it by herself. However,
Agreed.
if this is the only way to get her in, I will take what I can get. Shout out to my ex-boyfriend.
Ooh, fucking raw.
Her mother, on the other hand, is actually okay with all of this. She's actually excited and she's going to be in attendance, so that's good. That's a great sign.
Good sign.
It is.
But I think
wonder
if-
who's gonna induct them though. Who would you have induct China?
Mike Tyson?
Mike.
No.
I'm just throwing that
I wanted
name
to
out.
induct. I want to induct.
This is ludicrous.
This is crazy.
I don't know who can induct DX. I don't know.
NWO?
Anytime where you mention Hogan to me, I'm just like turned off automatically. So
Yes. Yeah, I don't think they're ready for Hogan to be there.
They're
I mean,
not.
Hogan is back.
Hogan is back on a.
I don't know. I have to think back. I have to
We're
come
not
back to
done.
that.
He's not back yet.
I would love Hogan to come back to induct King Kong Bundy.
He could, but I mean, will they do that this year?
They should, because it's in the New Jersey area, and that's where King Kong Bundy's from. But hey, I'm just a little reaching right there, because
I mean, it's a reach,
don't
but
know.
we heard people like The Rock are going to get inducted this year.
Vince
The
Mc-
Undertaker, there's rumors of all that.
I
so-
don't think The Rock and The Undertaker are going to get in,
Definitely
because
not.
if they were going to get in, they would have been announced now. They would have been headlining this class. And I personally think that because they said no, assuming on my end, that's when they scrambled upon, you know what, let's put DX in the
I
Hall of
definitely
Fame.
saw that on Facebook, so I definitely read your comment on that, and that makes a lot of sense. You know, DX is one of the staples of the Attitude Era. Every kid during the Attitude Era knew what the X-Chop was.
Definitely.
And it's still so popular, but at the same time, they've kind of stood the test of time. And not all of their iterations were great, like when Hornswoggle was in,
Well,
Swoggle was
it's an
terrible.
honorable
Terrible.
mention, yes.
Terrible. My thing was, there's an omission of Rick Rude. I mean,
There's two omissions we're going to get to. Rick Rude and Tori. Remember Tori, not Tori Wilson. The first Tori was a part of DX. Her and X-Pac were in DX together.
I forgot all about Tori being
Yes.
part of X.
They forgot about Rick
DX.
Rude and Tori. They were both members
does that
of
have anything to do with
D-Generation
Rick
X.
Rude going to WCW right after, though?
I don't know.
I personally think that the reason why Rick Rude is not in now with DX is because he's already in. It's a privilege to be in the Hall of Fame twice.
But I mean,
like
Shawn
Ric
Michaels
Flair.
Shawn Michaels is that argument too, because Shawn Michaels is going in the second time as well.
No disrespect to Rick Rude, but Rick Rude is not in Shawn Michaels' level.
True. But he was a member of DX. If we're going to do DX, do them all.
Rick Rude didn't smash Sonny.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Rick Rude didn't smash Sonny, so it's
Oh,
Shawn
shout
Mi-
out to Tammy Lynn Sitch.
So there are certain things that Shawn Michaels has done that Rick Rude did not do.
He's had a lot of sunny days.
Yes.
Yes.
And sunny nights.
I see what you did there, Steph.
I love it. No disclaimers. So, gentlemen, shall we move on to the Monday Night Wrestling program?
You mean Monday Night Raw?
I know, but I have to clean it up because, Sonny's going to be
on.
listening
No
eventually.
disclaimers.
I know,
Just
I know.
live your life.
I know, but I'm in
Exactly.
charge. The general manager's in charge tonight, so I have to have some semblance of order.
Teddy, you have wings, spread them and fly. You can say whatever you want here.
Oh, he said it.
Go
He
for it.
said it. Okay, so let's
And
just jump around here, gentlemen.
And if Sonny doesn't like that, I got 2 words for him.
Oh, Sonny.
Suck it.
Oh,
I was going to say pay us, but yes, let's go with suck it. Yes, yes.
I was going to say stay away, but then I switched it up to suck it.
Yo, Sonny, hurry back. But not too fast. But yes, I enjoy being in charge. Gentlemen, rectify me if I'm wrong. What did I see on my screen Monday night? Did I see Finn Balor with a certain tag team partner? Was that something that I was hallucinating, or did that really happen?
No, I think that was definitely Ricochet.
Oh, shout out to Ricochet! What was he doing on Monday Night Raw?
They had a few NXT call-ups. They had Ricochet. They had Velveteen. Not Velveteen.
Well, hold on.
No, Velveteen.
Teddy, you're back liking Ricochet now?
You know what? Sometimes you have to let bygones be bisexuals and just move on. You do.
At our Elimination Chamber party
Yes.
here at Jack Dempsey's,
Yes, shout out to Jack Dempsey's.
You told me
Yes.
that you're done with Ricochet.
Monday morning we
He's off
spoke.
of Rick's dick is exactly the phrase I
Oh,
said.
no, we spoke Monday morning and all's good. All is good.
Why was it all
What
good,
is that all about, though?
It's all about communication.
You got to stay on one side, Teddy. You got to be loyal.
Have you ever met me? No.
These
That's a
podcast
hard
hosts,
task to ask, Teddy.
these podcast hosts are not loyal, and I agree with you, Stefan.
Podcast hosts
Very
are not
loyal.
loyal. That's a very good point. I definitely agree with that.
Speaking of which, thank you for bringing it to my attention, sir. What are you doing here? Don't you work on another Yep, I Like Wrestling program? I don't.
actually don't anymore. I'm actually a free agent. I'm actually
Free agents.
yeah,
Free
I'm
agent?
I'm definitely looking around to see what I can do.
Are you signing with All Elite
I'm
Wrestling?
definitely not signing with all of these wrestling.
Oh,
Crazy,
shout
I'm
out to
signing with Yep, I Like
AEW.
Wrestling. I was unceremoniously fired on Monday after certain people were butthurt. I won't mention any names.
What
Yes.
I do in Newark is my. Oh, you were talking about Chris.
No, I
Chris,
was
that's
talking
right. Sorry.
about he who shall not be
Sorry.
named.
Oh,
I was called Marty Jannetty, which is why I took exception to Marty Jannetty.
This is the
And
most
also-
we've ever mentioned Marty Jannetty in one
and also
sitting.
Chris Benoit, so I'm kind of confused
don't
as
say
to this.
Benoit.
Like, we don't say Benoit,
don't say
exactly.
Benoit.
So I've been banned from
don't
unpopular
say
reviews,
No,
so
no,
I
no.
can no longer go back.
It's a no-no.
terrible.
Yes.
a no-no.
This is okay. So this is when okay. So Sonny's out here. I'm in charge, general
Yes, you
manager.
are.
Crap.
We're mentioning a lot of
Okay.
murderers right now.
A lot of
Oh
murders.
goodness. Okay, so obviously you are here joining Mr. Swagger and the general manager on this podcast. So you've been pardoned for one night.
Actually not. I just took, it took the initiative to just come by. I don't
Is that
think
how this
any-
works?
It definitely is. I mean,
When it
Sonny's not here.
comes to free agents, they do whatever they want.
Precisely.
I actually like Stefan's mentality. He does whatever Sonny tells him not to do.
Thank you.
Goodness.
And whoever listens to Sonny, I'm not really a fan of.
Oh, Sonny. He gets no respect like Rodney Dangerfield. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to put on my general manager big boy panties and tell you this. I was there when this situation happened during the Elimination Chamber party. Yes. You did hang up on Mr. Harris. You did. You did that. However,
everybody laughed.
if I remember correctly, it was April who suggested that you hang up on him. She says you can hang up on him right now. So technically, you both should be suspended and not just you. And since April is walking around free, I am going to say this. I'm going to give you 2 choices, my friend, as general manager. It's all about choices.
April's probably wet right now, though.
Oh, well, we're going to get to Finn Balor in a minute. But for you and Mr. Harris, here are your choices, sir. 1, you are going to settle your differences at the next viewing party in a chocolate pudding match, and April will be the referee.
Why chocolate pudding match?
Because I'm going to enjoy it.
Why can't we just have a regular wrestling match where I could smash
I'm sorry.
in his face?
Do you have a fur hat on? I'm laying down the law. The law.
The proof is in the pudding, though. Between
Chocolate pudding match, or I am going to let you two be gentlemen and handle this between yourselves like I know you can do. Yep, I Like Wrestling is a family. Sometimes families fight. They occasionally take naps together. Tara and I love taking naps together. So I'm going to leave it to you and Mr. Harris to settle your differences. Those are your choices, sir. Chocolate pudding or settle it within family. Because guess what? If we let drama continue, we're just as bad as that other shitty wrestling podcast. So
Yes.
figure it out, sir.
Yes. You better
Those are
make-
your choices.
You better make a decision now. That's
No, it
it.
doesn't have to be
Here's-
now. You can
here's-
make it.
Here's the thing, like
and
you're
hit me
giving
in my DMs.
You're giving me a decision to make. When
I'm giving you
clearly-
choices.
When clearly I've tried. I've tried everything. I've tried reaching out to him.
Choices.
I've tried texting him. I've tried calling him. There is no answer. There is a person.
Well,
that
I
does
am
not
going to
want
send this
deal
clip
with
to
me.
him.
So-
He knows it's either chocolate pudding or you two put on your big boy panties and figure it out.
I don't think there's a solution. I think the best option for
We'll
me
see.
is to try to do something new. I think at this point it's run its course. I've done everything that I possibly can do in unpopular
God, it
reviews.
sounds like a breakup is happening
Exactly.
here.
No, obviously,
We
I wish them all the best, in their future
This is a
endeavors because
breakup.
obviously.
We could trade you to another podcast that misspells words.
No,
You know,
not
the
them.
funny thing is I
Not
don't want to
them.
go to a podcast
Anyone but
that
them.
misspells
We
words,
could
but what I
trade-
will say is that
Anyone but them.
anybody who does something does it to be appreciated and does it to be noticed and does it to do it because they love
Yes.
it. For me, I loved what I did. I loved the fans. I loved getting on every
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night.
love
And just
getting
going
off.
off and having a good time with my friends. Now, for you to feel butthurt because I hung up a phone on you, and I spoke to him that night.
Don't say the word. Don't say the word butt hurt
All right,
next to
all
Teddy.
right, so look,
Shout out
I
to
spoke to the
Ricochet.
man that night, I got on the phone with him right after we did the simulcast. I called him up, like, bro, are we all good? He's like, yeah. And then
Why?
somebody texted
Why
me.
did you mention the word butt hurt? You see, now this
I
kid
have
is
no
sliding
idea.
We're
off
gonna
his
have to get back to
chair.
Ricochet
He's not
eventually.
sliding, but, I mean,
Oh, I'm sliding.
It's interesting to me how you would say that we're good, then you get online and you on Facebook without even calling or texting and just, oh, well.
First of
you're-
all,
you're
I
fine.
love-
You're suspended indefinitely.
Boys fighting over me. I love that.
You guys need to FaceTime each other and take care of this.
I
Or
don't think it's
settle
gonna
it in
take care
chocolate
of,
pudding. I've given you
unless-
2 viable options.
How about I
sir.
do this? How about I do this? I think that the only way to settle this is for Chris Harris to fly his ass out here. So I think
Chocolate
that
pudding it
during
is.
during Fastlane pay-per-view is the next pay-per-view. I think he was
I believe
rambling
it is.
about
It's-
going on and
It's
on about
snowing in
coming.
parts unknown
I
today,
mean, definitely, I think
It is nasty outside.
so he can't come today. I highly doubt
definitely
it.
don't want him to come today because I don't
Fastlane.
know what I'd do if he came today. I'd probably
Fastlane.
punch him in the face. So
I've never heard the
Fastlane
word
is the
"come" so much on
opportunity
this
that he would
podcast.
have
Don't say
to actually
what?
come here.
Why did you say the word "come," man?
He
Now
said
you're
it
gonna
3 times, Kervin.
Jesus
3
Christ,
times.
Can I speak, gentlemen?
Go ahead. I'm letting
Gentlemen,
you
there's no
speak.
disclaimers. This is why the disclaimer provides order.
You can speak, but don't say certain words. 'Cause I don't want Teddy to get
It feels
open like
it feels
this,
working for
man.
Chris. It feels like working for Chris. You can't say certain things. You can't do certain things. Or when you get on the podcast, you can't curse a lot. When you get
say it
online,
all
you
you
can't
want.
say this. And you can't do that. So for me,
And the same
with
as this
freedom that I have
podcast
here-
as well.
No,
The same
freedom
as
that I
this
have here,
podcast
I
as
feel like I have
well.
the freedom to actually speak. I have the freedom to actually say what I need to say. And if that guy wants to get on a plane, get on a bus, get on his bike, and bike it all the way over here,
bike.
fast lane, we can have that conversation when he gets here. Because I
Alright.
don't think this is going to be settled anytime soon. He has our whole team split. He has April, literally the new person coming into this whole thing, literally seeing with eyes wide open, and Patrick, who is seeing with eyes wide shut, obviously, because he's not seeing a damn thing.
So you're not even going to think about the chocolate pudding?
I'm not going to think about the chocolate pudding.
Okay,
Teddy.
let me
We
give you to the
clearly
end of the
don't do that.
podcast to at least think about the chocolate pudding match.
Why,
Definitely
why
not.
not vanilla pudding? Why is it got to be chocolate
Who
pudding?
the hell would ever wrestle in vanilla pudding, man?
Why is it got to be chocolate
Be
pudding? Why?
realistic. It's Black History
I'm
That's-
Month.
that's
allergic
what I was
to
gonna
pudding.
say.
That's
It's
why I didn't
because
think about pudding.
Jesus.
Black
Okay.
History Month.
Let's do it raw. Let's get back to raw. So Finn and Ricochet took on Bobby Lashley and the newly reunited Lio Rush. See, everyone else puts their differences behind them. So look at that. We had a great tag team match. What do you guys think of that tag match?
I think it was good. I think Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley are made for each other like Teddy and Punishment Martinez.
Oh, so good. His Instagram is popping, as the children say. What'd you think about that tag match?
I think it was amazing seeing what Ricochet could actually do on the big stage that he deserves to be on. He's been working for this for 14 years, as he said, and this was the moment for him to actually show what he could do. And alongside Finn Balor, you can do no wrong. Like, Finn Balor is an amazing in-ring talent since he was in New Japan and he's Prince Devitt. So this was an amazing match. I don't give credit to... I will give limited credit to the almighty Bobby Lashley and to Lio Rush. Limited credit.
Teddy, children usually say the word lit.
Is that what they say now?
I don't say popping anymore.
I feel
They say
old.
lit.
Damn, I feel old. Shout out to Sonny. Okay, in any event, I thought the tag match was great. And you can't have a good tag match without a good tag partner. I think Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush did a hell of a job in that tag match.
I mean, Ricochet is a very talented wrestler, so I'm actually happy that he's part of the main roster. I just hope he swims and doesn't sink.
I don't think there's sinking for him. He's the guy that takes over the sky, so I think that he's going to be good.
He's the guy who made April slide from one end of Bushwick to the other. She was sliding.
Whoa,
That's my girl. April's my girl.
Whoa.
She was sliding.
Ricochet was making you slide at NXT
There's no evidence of
TakeOver
me
in
sliding.
Brooklyn. Yes,
No,
it
it's
was.
actually-
Oh, NXT TakeOver. Oh yeah, there was some sliding. There was some sliding at
Did you
Barclays.
say that was Kervin?
No.
No, wait.
That was
You
me.
said what Kervin does is Kervin's business.
I don't recall that ever happening,
Remember
sir.
you saying that the last one was here.
Well, I'm here to confirm that it was not me sliding. It was Teddy sliding at VIP Brooklyn TakeOver 4.
Can we agree to disagree that someone was sliding? Can we say
VIP
that?
was wet. Talking about as wet as the Atlantic Ocean.
Was there hazard? Was there like hazard signs all over the place? They step lightly.
No, but it should have been.
It was a good time at Barclays.
Definitely was.
So I have a funny fact. Corey Graves said that Finn Balor looked great in the ring, and Hall of Famer Pat Patterson was in the locker room watching him. And I said, I bet the fuck he is watching him. Yeah. So, because Pat Patterson is our first IC champ, and Finn Balor is our IC champ now. So I was like, oh yeah, he's watching him. I assure you, he's watching him.
You think Pat Patterson sliding into Finn Balor's
Oh, he's
DM?
sliding. Oh, he was sliding.
Don't fuck this up, Finn. Don't fuck this up.
Yeah, he was sliding, all right. He was sliding.
Sliding as much as you at your living room?
I still have yet to confirm that it was me sliding. Let's just say someone slid.
No, he said your living room, not Brooklyn Takeover.
No, I didn't say that. I said April was sliding.
Oh, you said April was
There was
sliding
no proof
one
I
side
was
of
sliding.
Bushwick to the other, but
Yes.
were you sliding? Because I remember a post on Facebook
I enjoyed-
from the greatest general manager ever saying that I was sliding all over my room, posting pictures of Finn Balor and Ricochet.
See, I don't recall that.
You don't?
I don't recall. I have to call it up.
Just
I don't recall it.
go through your feet.
Teddy, were you sliding when Aleister Black took on Elias?
Oh my God! There is nothing I love more than fading to black. Yes.
He might fade into obscurity because I don't know.
No!
I don't know if he can swim on the main roster.
I mean, with the way he
No.
kicked, with the way that he did that black mass, maybe because he didn't hit that at all. There was no connection. But I think that if he learns how to connect the black mass, dead on point,
I
he's
don't
got a
know.
good career on the main roster.
I don't know. He might fade into obscurity.
I
I'm
don't
not
know if
too
I agree
crazy
with you,
about
son. I'm gonna have
that.
to disagree with
So
you a
for
little
those
bit.
of you out here who don't know, Aleister Black took on one Elias.
I mean,
So out of those two, who do you think has the staying power?
I think it's Elias.
Really?
He's bigger. He's
Sonny.
a better talker.
Oh, what do you think? Aleister or Elias? Who's
Here's
gonna
the
stick
thing.
around
I
more?
want to make an argument for NXT. Anything that Aleister Black has done on NXT TV has been amazing. He has been the quintessential person that they can trust in the ring to put out great matches.
Yes.
So I want to give it to him, but I have to agree with you, Kervin. It is definitely Elias right now, but I think with
Really?
giving some time
Stefan,
on the
you
main
want-
roster and some effort, it's going to be...
Stefan, if you want to make it
Aleister
far, and yep, I like wrestling, continue to agree with me.
Oh, God, I don't,
Oh, yeah?
I don't like being ganged up. Well, technically I do,
Wait.
but I don't like when you two gang up on me. Now, here's the thing: don't you feel Elias was buried after that whole Jeff Jarrett situation?
No,
a little.
not at all.
No,
I mean,
What?
It was a nod to him because everybody made the reference to Jeff Jarrett when it came to Elias. And that was a pretty good way for them both to be in the ring. And I don't think it's going to ever happen again. So it wasn't a burial per se because he did end up smacking him in the back with a guitar. So
Jeff Jarrett was only used so then Elias can go back to heel. So he was just a filler himself. But I think, honestly, I think Elias has long potential, and hopefully they don't bury him at all, especially now that Aleister Black is in town.
Other news: we had Dean Ambrose taking on the one Scottish psychopath.
I fast forward that match.
I didn't. I actually watched it because I
What'd you
wanted to
think?
see. I wanted to see if they would finally give Dean Ambrose a necessary win right now, but since he's out the door already, wins and losses don't matter to him. Even his character doesn't matter. So he's flopped in the past 2 weeks between face and heel. So he got Claymored, ended the match. He went backstage, met up with Seth Rollins, asked Seth Rollins, why the hell weren't you with me? And Seth Rollins looked at him like, are you really out of your mind? So it's a return to the lunatic fringe character that we all know and love. So I'm appreciative of that, but his matches really don't matter. So, I mean, they're bathroom breaks, they're filler matches.
Fast forward
segments, they're whatever you want to make them.
And that was me whispering,
They're
fast
cleaning up your
forward.
floor after you slid all over them.
Goodness.
Fast forward city.
So here's my thing. Yeah, it was a little sad to see. This is the second week in a row where Dean Ambrose has taken that L. Do the kids still say that, Kervin?
Yes.
Take
Yes.
that L.
Taking Ls.
Good. I'm
Teddy,
young.
Teddy,
Still young.
Teddy, an L is a loss, and
Thank
an
you.
L is a blunt.
I knew that. How did I know that?
Double meanings.
Shout out to the Bronx. I did know that. Yes, this is the second week in a row where he's lost pretty badly. So if he is leaving, Vince is not doing any favors for him, making him look good on the way out.
Probably not.
I don't think Dean Ambrose is leaving. I think it's
You
just
don't?
the work. You know, Renee Young is still part of the company. You know what I mean? So that's just my
He
opinion
keeps
on
saying it. It doesn't seem like he's leaving. I mean, this is the first time in the history of WWE that they've ever announced a superstar is leaving. Like, it's mind-boggling to hear that, hey, you get on Facebook and you see, hey, Dean Ambrose will no longer, and obviously calling him his real name, and it's like, okay, well, he'll be leaving the company. We wish him well in his future endeavors. And it just seems off. It's just something about this seems off.
You think it's a work?
I think it's a work, and I totally agree with Stefan. And speaking of leaving, Jimmy Uso and Naomi, are they leaving after Jimmy Uso got arrested?
He cried. He had an after-match promo where he said when people, like when you're winning and, when you're down and people stop believing in you, he thought he was going to go out to the crowd and actually hear them all boo him because of what happened last week. And he came out, he showed them what he could do, won those tag team straps from the best tag team in the world. And, he's riding high. So I don't think Jimmy's going anywhere, or Jay's going anywhere.
He killed that promo.
He did.
The Usos killed that promo because Jay also spoke as well.
Of course, he has to speak. I
think the Usos are amazing.
But my boo, Naomi, is not leaving.
I'm sorry, what was that last part? His what?
The way she
My
got booked
boo,
in the
Naomi.
Elimination Chamber,
And the amazing Usos, they're not leaving neither, Teddy.
But there was.
I don't want them to.
But wait, there
stay.
was something from their father, Rikishi, that teased that they may be leaving.
Yes.
He did have an Instagram post that he posted, hey, you're the best here, you'll be the best anywhere.
Yes.
If you choose to leave. So that leads people to believe that maybe there is some validity to them wanting out of their contracts or wanting to leave.
And I think Rikishi is trolling us. That's what I think about
Trolling us,
that.
But he might be being
Biggest
honest
troll
about it.
I've ever seen.
He's trying to penny pinch that deal that the Usos are about to get from the WWE with that.
I mean, the WWE is locking down on all their major talent, so I don't think they have a problem.
He's
when it
trying
comes
to
that.
squeeze all the orange, all of the juice out of the orange on
Squeeze
that
all the
one.
Vince juice onto that really
Yes.
nice contract.
He's trying to squeeze them like a pair of titties.
Oh my God, Kervin!
Thank God for no disclaimers.
Thank God for no disclaimers, but I did throw up in my mouth a little. Okay, explain to me one thing. Heavy Machinery, Bushwhackers, yay or nay? I thought those were the same. Is that the same tag team? No? Is that something, a figment of my imagination?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Heavy Machinery. I think they're good. I think they
Steaks
can
and weights,
talk.
baby. Steaks and weights.
If you say so.
Teddy, do you like steaks and weights?
I like steaks.
What about weights?
I do not.
You don't
Why
like
not
weights?
weights?
I am allergic to exercise.
Really?
You're pretty fit though. Look
yeah.
at you.
Hold
Black
on.
don't crack.
Hold on.
What's
How are
that?
you allergic to exercise when you have a membership to Planet Fitness?
I do not.
Yes, you
any
do.
longer. I do not.
Did you
Yes,
not
you
pay
do.
it?
Since my last breakup, I quit Planet Fit. I beg your pardon, $10 a month. I can afford it very much so. No, I stopped going in October. Yes.
No,
So
that's
he just
not
chose
good.
it's by choice. It's just
by choice.
just
When you don't want to see certain people, you don't go to where those people are hanging
So why
out.
don't you just go to another Planet Fitness?
Because I was the one closest to my house. I'm not going to
Go
go to
another
another
one.
one out of my way. Screw it. I don't like exercise. I hate it.
To the listeners of this podcast, if you want to chip in for Teddy's monthly gym bill, send me a DM
They've
on
seen
Instagram
my
or
Instagram.
Facebook.
Everything's in the right
I don't make
place.
any money. I can't help out with that, but I will start a GoFundMe for you.
Maybe, if my lawyers win this case with Sonny about me being on this podcast more often,
Yes,
the
good luck.
money that I get from that, I can use.
You will get paid in
Well, if you're getting
bubblegum just like everybody
thank
else
you.
here.
I mean, yeah, but if you do, I'd like an Equinox membership.
There's still Equinox?
Yes.
There's still
I
Equinox.
That's where all the rich white boys go.
I'm
Yes.
an LA Fitness guy myself.
Oh,
Yeah,
fitness.
Equinox is like today's man of gyms.
Yeah, that's where all the pretty white boys go. That's where I want to go. No more Planet Fitness. I'm tired of the hood rats. Shall we go on to SmackDown?
That's what happens when you charge $10 a month. You get all the hood rats.
All the hood rats of Newark.
And honestly, I'm going to go into Planet Fitness because I like the hood.
Same difference. Same difference. Same difference. All the thoughts. Do they still say thoughts? Do the kids
Yes,
still
they
say?
do.
Oh, I'm still
Thought or
young.
Thotty now.
I'm still young. All the thoughts go to Planet Fitness.
I love me some hood rats.
Yes. All the Newports and burn victims you can get. Yes. Shout out to the hood. Yes.
All them scars by their stomachs.
Oh, the
marks.
cesarean and the stretch marks. I love it.
Them tattoos on the thighs.
God.
EBT card outlined by his
Oh,
shoulders.
yes, I love it. And the Tims. Oh, the Tims. And that's the girls.
Tim's working out.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Tims?
yeah. Yeah.
really?
Yeah. The ghetto.
The Tims with the leggings. Don't forget the leggings.
Yes.
The leggings are good. I'm cool with the leggings.
Don't forget the weaves. Shout out to Planet Fitness.
And don't forget the weed.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of that in Newark.
I've never been to that Planet Fitness, but I do want to go. It's probably Planet Ratchet. Say Planet Fitness.
Shout out to Planet Ratchet.
Stefan, you do know that Newark was the scene of Michael Jackson's Thriller video, right?
Yes, it was.
Just walk through Penn Station one time. They reenact
That's
the
why I'm
video
glad I live
every
in this.
day.
Make sure you have a knife whenever you go to Newark.
Definitely not going to Newark, so I'm definitely staying in the Bronx. Safe in the Bronx.
Shout out to the Boogie Town. So, gentlemen,
What's
the
next?
Miz had a very heartfelt promo for one Shane McMahon, where he admitted his father never said "I loved you." That's how I feel with Sonny. He's yet to say that to
The
me.
baby, I'm sorry of all promos. Yeah. Please.
That's
forgive
fighting
me.
words
It was
to
a
me.
little sad.
I fucked up.
It was a little sad.
I fucked up.
You
Please
guys,
forgive me.
You guys smell that?
What do I smell? What do I smell? Shout out to some of my co-hosts. What do I smell?
I smell The Miz versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 35.
Jesus,
No.
man, we see it coming like we have binoculars. It has to happen. There's no way. it
Kervin, he
can't.
said coming again. He said it 3 times. Oh my
Stop
God.
saying certain words, man.
He said it again.
No
It's my
say
fault. He
coming.
thinks that way. I can't fix his brain. That's God's fault.
Speaking of cum, Maurice is pregnant for the second time. Shout out to Maurice and the Miz. Congratulations on their second baby.
Yep.
not shooting
Baby
blanks
number
anymore, John
2.
Cena.
Not shooting blanks. And somewhere, Nikki Bella's so mad she's eating broken glass. She's fucking pissed
Sniffing a
off.
John Cena shirt.
Let's not talk bad about Nikki Bella now.
We
She's
can't.
doing that Dancing with the Stars guy, right? Do you think he's shooting blanks?
I don't know. Maybe they have a second baby. Hopefully they have a baby and another baby one day. But speaking of the Miz and Maurice, they actually have the second season of their show, Miz and Mrs. coming in, if I'm right, in April.
In April. Shout
Sometimes in
out
April.
to the Mezzanines. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, guess what? One Mr. Aleister Black showed up on SmackDown across the ring from his wife, Selena Vega. She got the day off from Jimmy Jazz. I was very proud of her, so she was there.
Now, you want to talk about hood rats? I like me some Zelina Vega, Stefan.
Really?
I like Zelina Vega, but I was trying my hardest to figure out when Aleister Black got double kneed by Andrade, how she stood there and didn't walk up to him and smack him. Because he hit him with those double knees pretty hard.
Well, he
Stay
better
in
be
character.
He better be careful with Zelina Vega because she's gonna double knee him his way to child support or spousal support if he doesn't take care of that punani.
I don't think she's leaving. I don't think she's leaving him. He got him a good gothic Spanish chick. He turned her the fuck out. He made her face black.
I don't know about that.
He did.
man.
He kicked her right in the head with the black mask.
Stefan, you
Her face is black.
don't know Spanish chicks like I do.
Crazy.
I mean, I
They're
definitely
crazy.
don't.
Shout out to
I
Tara.
need a re-education in Spanish women.
Shout out to Tara. They're crazy.
Oh, the ones from the Bronx are even more
Oh,
crazy.
they're crazy.
I don't deal with women in the
Shout
Bronx. I'm
out to the
sorry.
Glamazon.
I get on the train and I go to Manhattan. And I deal with white
Luckily,
women here.
good, Stefan.
I come to viewing parties and meet people.
Luckily, Zelina Vega's from Queens, if I'm right.
Oh, God.
It's
Born
better.
in Queens. This makes sense. She's awesome. I'm awesome. It's Queens.
It's better to be born from Queens than it is in the Bronx if you're a Latina.
Oh, those are my only choices?
Yes,
Okay.
Queens
In
or
any
the Bronx.
event.
Choose
Well,
which one.
it's better than
All
Queens
right.
and Bronx better than Newark. That's
Speaking
for sure.
of Queens, the
Yonkers is
ladies of
better than all of
SmackDown had a match. And in something I never thought I would live to say on this podcast,
What's that, Teddy?
Mandy Rose pinned SmackDown champion
God's
Asuka.
greatest creation pinned Asuka
You know,
because there is nobody else left. That is the only reason why this happened. She's nobody left for her to feud with. People are like, oh my God, this is the major push for her.
But Mandy,
no, it's not. It's nobody else.
Mandy.
But hey,
It's a flaw.
Mandy's fucking phenomenal. What can you say?
To beat Asuka?
She's
Oh, why
phenomenal
not?
at fucking, but she's not fucking phenomenal by any means.
How do you know that?
I think you're confusing her with Carmella.
I saw a video on Pornhub. I was very convinced it was her.
Oh, goodness.
It was 50%
Hey,
off
well,
on Valentine's Day, was it?
No, Premium was free on
Oh,
Valentine's
it was
Day.
free. Okay.
I saw all the bareback porn I could muster.
And I just found that out like the last episode that that Pornhub was free on Valentine's Day.
No
It was
one
one of these
sent
episodes,
Kervin the
or
message, like,
You're
it was-
welcome.
I heard it somewhere. I don't know, maybe another podcast or so, but I heard it from
You're
somewhere.
listening to other podcasts? Remember, it's quality over quantity, so remember that.
Oh yes,
Remember that.
I remember that.
Always remember. But Mandy pinned Asuka, that's like, I don't know. I can't even think of that. How?
Winning the match.
Well,
Oh,
Teddy,
shout out to the Snookers.
Teddy, if the shoe fits, wear it. It's as simple as that.
But Mandy, if it was Sonya Deville, I'd say, okay, I get it.
What the? Mandy's better than Sonya Deville.
Why?
Sir.
She looks better,
Sir.
and she is better.
She looks better, so looks
Sir.
are based
You are
on in-ring talent.
You are staring down the barrel of a disclaimer, and I hate that I have to say that.
Mandy Rose is better than Sonya Deville, and
I
if I was
disagree
Corey,
with you. I
and if
disagree
I,
with you.
and if
Objection.
I was,
Objection.
and if I was Corey Graves, I would have been smashing Mandy Rose and not Carmella.
I mean, he's smashing Carmella
Okay,
because
are the-
Carmella is easy.
Are those
and
my
you can't
choices?
teach that.
Those are my only two choices? Yeah.
Definitely. I mean,
Why do you think she's easy? Because she's from Staten Island or she's from Massachusetts?
she's from Boston. Boston chicks are easy.
Nothing good has ever come out of Boston.
Except for
Speaking-
John Cena, right?
Well, John Cena's the only thing that came out of good of Boston. Their sports teams are trash.
They really are. I mean, I support that. The Boston Red Sox suck ass.
So tell me
They're
about trash.
Trash.
Kevin Owens. What the fuck is these videos he's putting out?
He's eating.
These are the worst videos ever.
tell the man
How
to
are these
lose-
promos?
They tell him to lose weight, and he's eating
He's
in
eating.
every
He's as
video.
big as a
like,
duplex.
I really feel sorry for him because I feel sorry for him because like when he comes back, like what is going to happen to him? Like
A duplex is not
He's as
that
big
big
as
now.
a and the videos are
no,
poorly
Samoa
lit.
Joe is as big as the duplex.
Samoa Joe is gargantuan. I can't look at him anymore. And then in the Elimination Chamber, when he was climbing up, the camera kept going up his shorts. Oh, it was gross. It was gross.
Teddy, you love Samoans. How come you don't like
I
Samoa
don't love
Joe?
Samoa Joe. I do not love Samoa Joe. Can't do it.
And speaking of Kevin Owens, he lost a lot of weight. They're
Where?
just not
Yeah,
showing
but he's
it.
gaining every inch of it back by eating in these goddamn videos.
And the videos are terrible. They're doing nothing for his character.
I'm coming back in a month, and I'm gonna be back. And did you get
Terrible.
enough money for this popcorn?
Terrible.
One or two popcorns. You don't gain weight with that. Come on now.
Stop protecting him. He's that weird guy that lives in your neighborhood, and you're like, I don't think he's a terrorist, but if they told you he was a terrorist, you'd be like, oh, okay, I see it now.
He's in the movie theater with his son.
He
Let
needs
him
a
live.
membership to Planet Ratchet. Planet
Thank you.
Fitness.
He needs a membership to
Teddy,
Planet
you know what?
Fitness.
You should go. You should buy him a Planet Ratchet gift card, and
he
you
needs
should
to
send
work
him straight
all
there.
that
He
out.
doesn't need any Planet Hood rats in his life.
Why not? I
He doesn't
Hood
need
Rats
it.
were
He has,
around.
he has a beautiful wife at home.
He
has a
is the
beautiful family.
world. He's huge. He's
Jesus.
humongous. He's humongous.
You guys make him sound like he's like Earthquake and Typhoon or something.
Shout out to the glory days of wrestling. Earthquake.
Natural disasters.
But I mean, he's on his way there. He's well on
He's
his way
not.
there.
He's lost a lot of weight.
He's a hop, a skip, and a step away from telling WWE I'm going to AEW because I got to eat.
Next time you get off of Pornhub, Google Kevin Owens nowadays.
I mean,
It was
did
right
before
after
this
Pornhub?
conversation.
Oh, no!
Why would I want to do that?
Don't
after
ruin
Pornhub?
it.
That's
Don't ruin it,
exactly.
Kervin.
I usually go
Better
to
than
the-
being on
I usually-
Grindr.
I usually
Oh,
go to
shout out to
and I go to sleep.
Grinder. Oh, good. Shout out to Grinder.
Wait,
Shout out
wait.
to Grinder.
That was for him, right? I don't use
I don't know. Listen, hey, I don't judge. We don't judge here on the podcast. Well, we do, but we don't. But in any event, SmackDown ended with a 6-man tag. What do you guys think of that 6-man tag? Gentlemen?
They're pushing Kofi Kingston to the moon.
Do you not think it's about time? He's been in the business for some time.
It's about time, but is it going to culminate past Fastlane? Because there's rumors of Big E getting involved in his Fastlane match, costing the championship, and them feuding to actually introduce the breakup of the New Day, which is long overdue because they need to split up already. They've been around too long.
I don't think New Day should split up, but I thought for a quick second at the end of Elimination Chamber they were going to split up. I
Yes,
thought
you were
Big-
screaming
I thought
heel
it-
turn.
Like a
Yes.
Gargano and Ciampa-esque ending where he's
Exactly.
slamming to the LED board and shit.
something like a Big E clothesline to Kofi Kingston and having Xavier Woods like confused and
I mean,
saying to himself,
that
what
would
side
be
do
the
I choose?
Perfect thing, but I mean, they're dragging this shit, and if you're gonna bring somebody like Kofi Kingston, who has literally before our eyes become a household name, like literally you've been in the company for 11 odd years, and literally you've been looked over, And this is because of Randy Orton. Now, mind you, Randy Orton got his head kicked the hell off at Elimination Chamber by Kofi, and he got pinned. 1, 2, 3. I was happy about it. That's the biggest comeuppance that has ever happened in WWE.
Shout out to segregation.
I'm not shocked. Oh, Teddy, you're so funny. I'm not shocked by Kofi being one of the last ones in the Elimination Chamber, or even the last one outside of Daniel Bryan, because he, out of all those wrestlers in the ring, he needed to push the most. Now, New Day to me don't need to split because they're money, and the tag team division needs them.
I mean, yes.
This is all because
yes
Mustafa Ali got hurt.
I mean, yes and no, but moving
He
forward,
got beat up by Seth Rollins. They had an
I
argument.
mean, if you're looking at this from a financial standpoint, I see where you're coming from. But if you're looking at it from a booking standpoint in terms of what the fans want and what needs to happen for other talent to come up from the NXT ranks, because NXT is going to be part of the shakeup now, so I would split them up. I would start.
Oh,
doing
no,
things
no,
with
no,
different
no.
people.
They bring in money. They bring in
what's wrong?
green.
Like, I mean, at this point, there's nothing left for them to do on SmackDown.
Well, we're getting a bit of ahead of ourselves, gentlemen. So for those of you listening, Kofi Kingston, AJ Styles, and Jeff Hardy, with the New Day in their corner, took on Randy Orton, Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan, and Brie Bella was in their corner. So that's the six.
Brie wasn't there.
Who was that in the corner then?
There was nobody in the corner. That was a shadow.
There was someone in the corner.
Teddy, you were dreaming about the Bella Twins once again.
There was somebody in their corner. That was Brie Bella.
No.
That was Brie Bella.
It was that bald nuisance, the jobber of all jobbers.
I said Brie
Eric
Bella.
Fucking Rowan.
Oh, Eric Rowan. I can't believe he looks so much like Brie Bella.
Teddy, it's time to visit the eye doctor, because if you were looking at
It's
Eric
time.
Rowan,
I thought
and
it
you
was
were picturing Brie Bella, you need to
thought.
get your eyes checked.
They don't look a little
Eric
alike.
Rowan, Becky Lynch last week, so it's okay.
Jesus. Maybe it's time.
It's time to get glasses.
Shout out to Glasses USA.
I think Eric Rowan, that's actually a good spot for him. But you know what, Kofi Kingston,
Yes,
you
not
need to
doing
push
anything,
him. Let
not
him
doing
beat.
anything,
Let him beat
nothing.
Daniel Bryan. Have them face each other at Fastlane, and then next thing you know it, Daniel Bryan's gonna pin Kofi Kingston, and there's gonna be a race card being used, and so on and so forth. So
I mean, I'm not expecting him to win, and I would totally love to see him win, but the chances of him winning, WWE sometimes doesn't do the obvious thing, like that he got this far was because Mustafa Ali was out, as you said earlier. Now, I could only imagine if Mustafa Ali was still in there. He could go all the way, potentially.
With Seth Rollins.
That would be a potential person I would see going over.
yeah, and that's a
top
great
of Seth Rollins.
a great assessment, Stefan. But speaking of winning, I got 2 words for you guys.
I thought we sucked it already.
No.
We didn't? We didn't suck it?
Tax evasion?
No, those are not the 2 words I
Shout out
was
to
looking for.
the IRS and Sonny.
2 words, Becky Lynch.
Oh!
Who wasn't
Becky
on SmackDown
Lynch.
this week?
Nope.
She's suspended.
She was suspended on
Yes.
Sunday, and she still showed up there,
Look at that. Look at that. Suspensions all around.
living her best life now, smacking Ronda Rousey in the head with a crutch.
Like a low-budget Kill Bill.
And she's winning in my book.
She was like actually Jean Grey. I don't think that was
You just
Kill Bill.
want to
It's
tap
wonderful.
that. So here we are at the end of SmackDown. See how quickly I can get through things? This is why I got through this so quickly, because I want us to spend the rest of our time talking about call-ups.
Quicker than you on Pornhub, right?
Oh, I am on board for at least 2 hours every night. Yes.
Jesus.
So this week we saw 1, Ricochet, Aleister Black. Who else did we see get called up from NXT?
Johnny Gargano
Yes, we did.
and Tommaso Ciampa.
There we go. And we also saw, well, sort of, Lacey Evans came out twice this week to walk around and then walk back to the same. So look,
She's been
Eva
on.
Marie syndrome is happening against us.
shout out to Eva Marie. Now that's a thought, correct? That would be thought.
I know. I like Eva
that's not
Marie.
bad. She's not funnish.
No, she's
No.
bad as hell. I mean,
She's a hottie, especially when she has red hair.
all red everything.
All red.
Leave somebody in the ring all dead everything, but it's okay.
Chill out with that one,
Do
Teddy.
the curtains match the drapes, you think?
Probably not.
I don't know about
No,
that. but
Probably not.
I like what I see on Instagram whenever Eva Marie posts a picture of herself.
Shout out to Instagram. You can follow me at Greatest GM. Just be careful. Okay, gentlemen. So, who do you think had the best comeuppance this week from NXT?
Why you gotta use the word "come up," man?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to use my thesaurus. So, who had the best outing this week from NXT?
I'm gonna have to go with Ricochet,
Woo!
and I personally think in the long term,
Yes, it's long, Kervin. Yes.
shut
Why
up,
did you
dude.
say long in front of him? Like, why would you even do that? Like, you already know.
Okay. All right, in
didn't
the
do it.
future, in the future. But
yes.
knowing Teddy, he'll make something perverted out of that one too.
He can't.
I'm just moderating a podcast. That's all I'm doing.
In the future, I think Ricochet is going to have the better run out of the 4 gentlemen that were called up. because I feel he has the better potential. The
sir?
better potential on WWE and the better potential to be with Teddy.
I mean, there's
So I'm handing it over to you.
There's arguments there to be made for Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa, who is amazing at heel work.
Why does he clutch that
he's-
belt so terribly?
Because it's Goldie and it's so important to him. But he made that.
He's like
championship
Sonny
relevant
with a
again.
nickel. He just holds it so tightly.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, better yet, Sonny with a
Shout out
cigarette.
to,
Oh, shout out to
shout out to
Newport.
Limited Pay.
Goodness.
Under minimum wage.
Yeah, I know. We are a sweatshop of podcast here. So you don't think Ricochet had the best out of you? You're going to give it to Thomas Ciampa?
No, I think that in terms of what Kervin said, there's arguments to be made for all four men. Aleister Black is probably the lesser of all four of them because this.
But he's a stud.
He's great, but it just didn't do it for me.
hope
DIY,
not.
honestly. You have two of the biggest stars on NXT TV right now, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, in a group, and they're versing off against the Revival, who you wanted to see get those Raw Tag Team Championships on them.
Dash
and they had a
Wilder.
non-title match, and in that match, they literally showed why they could bring the house down. They put Revival back on the map as a team that could actually go.
I'd like to put the Revival on my face. What is it,
no,
Mr.
why?
Swagger? What?
You want to put a local?
Just Dash Wilder.
Oh no, that's wild. That's wild.
Oh, I see what you did there.
But so what Stefan was saying, and my reply to that is that
Suck it.
no, not that.
No, we're not doing that. We're
No,
not
no,
doing
no,
that
no,
anymore?
But
Okay.
my reply to that is that I feel that Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are better off in the tag team division. And if they are in the tag team division, they might have a longer potential
if you're
than Ricochet.
If you're saying longevity, I think that Johnny Gargano, who has been a main staple of
205, Johnny?
205 Live, but of NXT
It comes
TV,
on Monday mornings.
of NXT, longevity is his middle name because he's been there the longest. He's one of the longest tenured in NXT. Tommaso
Kervin.
Ciampa, who came back,
He said long again.
literally.
It's not. See,
I
stop
correct-
saying certain
yes,
words,
you
man.
have to check me when I say something. I'll check you when you say something.
I'm just listening.
No.
listening.
Okay, so in terms of just being a main staple, he's everything you would want from a WWE superstar. He has that ability to stay. He has that staying power. Tommaso Ciampa came back from injury and literally just redefined what it meant in the modern day to be a heel. Literally took heel work to a level where even on the main roster nobody's touching him.
You're right. You're right. But the thing with WWE is it's a big pond, and NXT is actually a
said
small.
big.
No. I rephrased myself.
Damn.
WWE is a big ocean. NXT is a small pond.
He said big again. Gentlemen, let's get off the men. That's my job. And get on the women. So we've got Lacey Evans.
I love talking
and
about the
Nikki
women.
Cross. Basically, they're just sort
Ain't
of
doing shit.
treading water. Yeah. So what do we do with the NXT ladies?
And I think Lacey Evans has potential to be a star. If done right, she's a better fit on the main roster than she is on NXT. And she could be like an Alexa Bliss type, where Alexa Bliss wasn't too much of a star in NXT, but she's a star in WWE on the main roster. And I think Lacey Evans has the potential to be that.
Sir, Nikki Cross.
Her legs are long, too.
I love
Nikki Cross?
I love
Oh,
Nikki.
Lacey
I
Evans.
love meeting Nikki. I would love to play with Nikki.
Oh, you want to play with
I
Nikki?
see,
wanna
I see
play
what
with
he
Nikki.
did there.
This
But
is
I'm
what
just saying,
happens.
like-
You're gross. I love it.
This is what happens when Teddy rubs off on you.
I would love that to happen. I would love that to happen. Sorry, I thought we were sharing. Sorry.
No, we were not sharing.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
But my thing is, I love Nikki Cross.
Yes.
I love her from NXT.
Of course you
the
do. You
main
would love to-
roster iteration.
It's watered down.
not-
You would love to
It's
play
dog
with her.
shit.
You
would
wanna
love
play
to
with
play
her.
I
with
would
her.
love to play with her, but I think Killian Dane would fucking eat me. So I wouldn't do that.
Oh God, he's a
He's a behemoth, like literally. Like,
Yeah, he's a
I'm
duplex.
scared.
That's
Like,
a duplex. Killing Dane is a duplex.
I love the fact that Teddy just died of
I
laughter.
can't. The man is huge. He's huge. He's huge. Okay, so Lacey's not cutting it. Nikki's not cutting it.
not.
Shayna Baszler, Bianca Belair, would any of them cut it on the main roster?
I like Bianca Belair, but she's not ready. She
not
needs
ready
to be. She's not ready yet. She has it all, but she has to improve her mic skills. Shayna Baszler looks like one of those butches on Double Dragon,
Oh no!
and I think she'll
shout
come,
out to the LGBL community.
she'll come up when Jessamine Duke and Marina Safir are ready to come up.
those
Next
the
year.
four
That's basically
horsewomen?
next year. Yes.
Are those
they
the other four
horsewomen.
horsewomen?
Yeah, and
That's next year.
Jessamine Duke does look like
They're
a horse.
green as fucking grass. They are fucking all types of green, and they are terrible. They get fucked up whenever they get in the ring.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, they're the goons
Kairi
of
Sane?
Shayna
They're the
Baszler.
goons, but I haven't seen the goons do anything.
And if you think Shayna Baszler looks like a man, you need to check out Jessamine Duke. And I hope she's not listening to this podcast.
She probably is. So I mean, good luck to you. They're gonna find you,
worse
Kervin.
than Shane Baszler.
I mean, hey, imagine Ruby Riott, Shayna Baszler, and Jessamine Duke in a nightclub.
I don't know about you, but I got really gay just then,
Bad,
just from all this
bad,
together.
bad business. Like
It's terrible.
literally
business.
draft me to AEW.
Yes.
That statement alone just made Teddy dry.
Yeah, there was no sliding. I'm literally dry here. What about Kairi Sane? Kairi Sane, perhaps?
She has a great elbow from the top rope, that's for sure.
Would she do well on Raw?
No.
Nah,
She
she's
needs
not
a
ready
mouthpiece.
yet.
She needs a mouthpiece. I think that she and Io Shirai, they both are amazing in ring talent. Like you said, the elbow from top rope.
Io Shirai is better.
Yes, and I will agree with that.
I'd rather
No
be
argument
in
about
bed with Io Shirai than Kairi Sane as well. Just want to throw that
Do you
out
like
there.
the Asians? Do you like the Asians?
Honestly, I do. I was.
I want Asian persuasion in my life, so
I
I
would,
would at the same
I
time.
would smash Asuka, to tell you the truth.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to get in line. Sonny loves Asuka.
So you think you're ready for Asuka?
I'm ready.
He has to get in line. Sonny wants her first.
I never
is
knew
that gonna
Sonny
work?
wanted her.
Sonny loves Asuka. He does.
I never knew that
He
one.
likes that shrimp fried rice. He loves it. I didn't know this.
Sonny's
You
more,
learn something new about your co-host every week.
Sonny's more of a Ruby Riott type of guy.
No, he wants Asuka. He wants Mandy.
No. I'll take Mandy.
Okay,
I'll take Naomi.
All right,
Speaking of
so
syphilis.
I'm taking Asuka.
You can't have Asuka. Sonny wants Asuka.
And Becky Lynch. I'm officially.
Oh, you can have Becky. No one else wanted Becky.
I don't want Becky neither.
You can
I
have
don't want
Becky. Let Sonny have Asuka. You
I'll
can have
take-
Becky. This one wants Mandy.
I'll take the money Becky's making. I'll take
I
that.
want Charlotte and Becky. I just say one night.
Shout out to the
one
Wicked
night,
Witch of
one night on
Flair
Space.
Country.
One night in Space Mountain with Becky Lynch and.
I don't think it works that way. Space Mountain is something totally different.
Speaking of Charlotte, she's actually getting prettier, and her butt's getting bigger too.
That's because
I
of
think
one-
I know why. She's rumored to be dating. Who is it again?
Andrade.
Uh-huh.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Are you
The
serious?
hammerlock DDT himself. He's
Yes.
putting a hammerlock on that ass.
If he's visiting Flair Country, I'm with it. Do the children still say I'm with it?
Yeah, not really.
I thought I was young
It
again.
is periodic.
According to my sources, and I didn't want to believe my sources until you guys told me what you guys told me, but Andrade Cien Almas and Charlotte were cuddling at an airport.
That's great.
Do it.
That's great for him.
Get him, Charlotte.
Fuck
Get him.
him.
And I thought Charlotte Flair's butt was getting bigger because of a squat.
I know why it's getting bigger. No, he
no,
putting
I've been
it in.
telling you guys this. He's putting in that work. I
Put
gave
in
him a-
that work.
Teddy, what are you doing looking at her butt, though?
The Wicked Witch of Flair Country could get it. I'm not going to lie. Charlotte and Naomi, if they promise not to tell anyone, I would try my best.
I would
put
think
that
Bobby Roode and Charlotte would be together.
I mean,
I think Bobby Roode and Natalia had a thing.
I could see. I
Yeah.
mean,
but-
they got really chummy when he was letting her borrow his robe. No, you didn't see the Mixed Match
TJ,
Challenge.
What happened to this guy?
TJ was at home with his feet up.
oh man, TJ, he kind of sleeps on that. If you watch Total Divas, which I watch Total Divas,
I
but
saw them
hey.
when they were in Prudential Center, and they looked very chummy. He was putting his robe around her shoulders. It was very chummy. with
Was it
Natalia.
glorious?
It
Was
was
it glorious?
glorious. The dick was glorious.
Oh my God, you guys are so freaking perverted. But I would think Bobby Roode and Charlotte would have a leaked sex tape somewhere.
I mean, I thought AJ Styles for a while because the way that the phenomenal.
Who knows?
Like,
He's-
I thought that
Who
was-
knows?
I think Wendy's got that all wrapped up.
No, Samoa Joe's on top of Wendy, and she can't get
Oh,
past
that's
one.
disgusting.
Nowadays, you never know because whoever thought that Paige and Xavier Woods would be going up, down, down.
I mean,
The best
definitely.
video of 2018.
But
let me tell
Brad
you.
Maddox was in that video for some reason. He was just
The weirdest extra
he was,
casting
like,
ever.
exactly, like.
Teddy, do you think that's the best movie that Paige has ever been in?
I think it's going to be better than Fighting with My Family. I'll tell you that
I've
much.
heard some really good things about Finding My Family. It might be some even
Not
comedy.
as good as that video. Although Brad Maddox was a bit weird. That was a weird bit of casting for that one. But in any event,
If it had Big E in it, it would probably be better.
oh god, it's too much.
Up, down, down.
Threw pancakes at her.
Too much. She used to go out with what's his face, Alberto Del Rio. Paige used to be with Alberto Del Rio.
That was a train
That
wreck.
was a very interesting
A
piece of
train wreck from a mile away.
She wanted to come to my house.
business. more than her house, he wanted to
She's
come
talking
with.
too much shit.
So listen,
President Roberto
obviously,
Del Rio's horrible.
wrestling makes for strange bedfellows. We've got the rumors of Corey with Carmella. As you know, back in the day, Lita, Matt, and Edge got themselves into a bit of a pickle when they got too close.
No, Lita
Terry
got
Ro-
on top of a pickle.
Oh,
What about AJ Lee stealing CM Punk away from
oh
Lita?
my goodness,
I
yes.
mean, Lita was one of Godfather's ho-ho-hos, so I mean, it is to be believed that you know, she was just hoeing around. So, you know, the way you
think
get them is the way that you lose them.
April said it best. You travel with someone, you work with someone, it is bound to happen.
I don't think that always happens.
It has.
Unless AJ cheats on Wendy, I won't believe it.
It happens
Unless
everywhere.
he stops eating at Wendy's. See what I did there?
I see what you
Stops
did
eating
there.
at Wendy's.
Yes.
Oh,
I don't know what
Lord.
she looks like. I don't know.
I want to know, basically, it invalidates everything. If he doesn't cheat on Wendy, he's the family.
But he's like a right-wing Christian. Like, isn't he very religious?
I'm a Christian and I've cheated on somebody.
Paige is
Hold on. I recently dated a woman that was Christian that broke up with me. And the next thing you know, she met some other guy talking about she won't have sex until she gets married, and she ends up getting pregnant.
I mean, she broke up with you. At least she gave you the respect. You know what I mean? Carmella didn't even wait for the divorce papers to be signed.
Shout out to Carmella, the Staten Island cum dump.
But the woman that I dated told me she wasn't going to have sex until she got married.
You got
Sold that too, but
ghosted,
at the
my
same
friend. You
time,
got ghosted.
You gotta catch them when you catch them. I mean, there's
I
some
caught
really
mine.
strict Christians that won't.
And
there's
then there's
really
some
loose Christians that are
loose
Christian on
Christians.
Sunday, but Monday through Saturday.
We might as well say it. Shout out to Christian. I wonder what Christian's up to.
Well, I got my figure 4 leg locks and Boston crabs in there, so don't worry about it.
Great job.
I can't think of a better way to end this podcast than with that image.
End the podcast. We just were getting started.
I'm sorry, sir. My Uber is on its way.
I was just getting comfortable.
I know. That's how I like it. Keep you on your toes. Gentlemen, this has been fun. I am the greatest general manager.
Wait.
What's that?
I actually have a question for you.
Do you?
Yeah. I was thinking about this.
9 inches.
Yeah. No. It's not that question. It's a really serious question. I've been sitting here the whole time. We've been having a good time, and I don't want to ruin it.
Yes.
But Chris mentioned authority figures, and I wanted to come to you and point blank ask you, did you know anything about that? Because apparently he's dealing with some authority figures in my firing. So I thought that if I could come to anybody, it would be you.
The only authority figure over me is Sonny.
And the only authority figure over Sonny is me.
There you go.
So nobody knows anything.
When
No.
Sonny's not here, I'm in charge. But when Sonny's here, I'm basically his whipping boy.
I really definitely knew that I couldn't get any answers here.
Yes.
Oh, wow. You just dropped
Sir,
the mic and just
yeah,
left.
he
He
gave
didn't
me
even
a
say
mic
goodbye
drop.
to us.
He gave me a
didn't
mic
even say
drop.
goodbye to us.
Say goodbye, sir.
I am the co-founder of Yep, I Like Wrestling, Kervin, a.k.a. KD Swagger, and bye. And if you don't like that, I got 4 words for you.
Oh, dear, 4.
Suck on that, Tara.
Oh, my God. She hates when you all say that. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Next time, you mean next time, not next
Did
time.
I say? Okay. See you guys next time. Bye-bye. Fast Forward City, bitch. Vámonos, amigos. Excuse me. Lucha Libre.
Hi, excuse me.
Excuse me. Hi, we're recording.
We're recording here.
Nosotros está grabando algo ahora.
It's okay.
No te preocupes. Good thing you guys got a Spanish-speaking
Thank
podcast
God.
host.
Thank God.